Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go.
Beneath the surface of our oceans lies a world we were never meant to see. A realm where light dies and life takes on
It truly
forms
is
that
another
shouldn't be
world
possible.
down there.
As we descend deeper, crossing the sunlight zone, then the twilight zone, then the midnight zone, the creatures
You're just
we
surrounded
encounter
by,
turn-
dude, you're just surrounded by nothing but black and darkness. There's nothing. You can't see anything probably 6 feet in front of you. Not even with the spotlights.
progressively stranger.
Oh, this is an interesting fish. They can put their eyes in their skull, which is transparent, and look around. It's so interesting. Angular fish. I forgot what that fish is called.
We've sent rovers to Mars.
Fluffy
We've
Tingus, I
mapped
don't
distant
know.
galaxies. But the deep sea? We've explored less than 5% of it.
Less than
We know more
5%?
about the surface of the moon than we do about what's happening 6,000
We know more about space or intergalactic space than our own sea. What?
We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about what's happening 6,000 feet below our own oceans.
Dude. It's, I mean, this.
So we're in the business.
Ah!
At the surface, the ocean is bright and full of life. Sunlight fuels plankton blooms, which feed fish, which feed entire food chains stretching from coral reefs to whales. But drop below 200 meters, and that light begins to fade. We are now entering the twilight zone, a vast belt of ocean stretching down to a kilometer deep. Here, the sun's
The
rays are too
twilight
weak
zone.
for photosynthesis. The forests of plankton vanish. There are no plants, no green energy. Only the slow snowfall of particles drifting from above. Tiny fragments of plankton,
This is only
waste,
200 meters down, dude.
the remains of the dead.
Oh, God.
Scientists call it marine snow. To us, it looks insignificant. To the creatures here, it is life itself.
Oh my
where there
God,
is
that's like
food,
the multi.
There is life, but
oh
not
my
life as we know it.
Those are just a bunch of organisms linked together, and they're one big organism.
The
It's
animals of the Twilight Zone have evolved into some of the strangest forms on Earth.
Oh,
Many are transparent. Their
What is
bodies are like
that?
glass. The glass squid drifts with organs barely visible, a ghost against the blue.
Oh.
The glass octopus is almost invisible, its eyes the only solid feature.
It grows.
Why so many species take
No, it
on
doesn't.
transparency here is still a mystery.
Ugh.
It may
Ooh,
be
imagine that shit wrapped
camouflage,
around your
a way
arm.
to vanish
Ugh.
in the faintest light. Or perhaps a way to conserve energy in a world where every pigment costs more
Okay,
than it
these
gives
jellyfish
back.
are cool.
Others choose
That looks like
the
a candle.
opposite strategy. Not invisibility, but light. In the gloom, some creatures create their own glow through a chemical reaction
Fluorescent.
known as bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence.
To us, it's dazzling. Flashing
It
dots,
is.
glowing patterns, entire bodies flickering like
Absolutely a
lanterns.
spectacle.
But here, light is survival. Some use it to lure prey, some to find a mate, and some to disappear. This trick is called counter-illumination. From below, predators can spot a dark silhouette against the faint shimmer
I
above.
kind of want to turn off my spotlight. I feel like I want to be more immersed. Let me do that. Let's get more immersed in the darkness of the sea, of the deep sea.
To hide, animals like the firefly squid cover their bellies with light-producing organs. They adjust the brightness to perfectly match the glow from the surface, erasing their outline and vanishing into the background.
Jeez.
It is camouflage by imitation, making light to disappear into light. Other species play stranger games. The bloody belly comb jelly shines in deep red. Down here, red light never penetrates, making the jelly appear completely black. Inside its stomach, bioluminescent...
Why does it look like that thing that you use to get lemon juice out of?
Making the jelly appear completely black.
On
Inside its
dogs.
stomach, bioluminescent prey is concealed, hidden from predators that might otherwise detect its glow. In a world defined by light, or the lack of it, every adaptation revolves around who can be seen and who cannot. But the Twilight Zone holds more than tricks of light.
Whoa!
It also hosts some of the ocean's greatest spectacles. Each night, as darkness falls above, billions of creatures rise from the depths. Lanternfish, squid, jellies, an entire army of the deep, climbing towards the surface to feed on plankton under cover of night. At dawn, they sink back down, vanishing into the gloom. This vast daily movement is called the Diel Vertical Migration. It is the largest synchronized migration on Earth, greater in numbers than all herds, all flocks, all swarms combined. And yet, despite its scale, this event remained hidden until World War II. Naval sonar operators detected a mysterious false seabed, a dense layer that rose every night and sank every morning. It wasn't the ocean floor at all. It was life, an entire invisible world moving as one.
Yay!
The Twilight Zone is where the familiar rules of life begin to bend, where transparency is armor, where light is used to hide, where billions of animals rise and fall in a rhythm older than humanity itself. This is the threshold of the deep, the first layer of a world.
Did that squid just take a poop in front of our eyes? Are we serious?
The threshold of the deep.
God, dude.
The first layer of a world.
Unnecessary,
we still
bruh.
cannot
Come on!
explain. Past 1 kilometer, all sunlight disappears. We have reached the Midnight Zone, a realm stretching down to 4,000 meters. Here, there is no dawn, no dusk, only
And this is
endless
the
night.
scary part of the zone.
Temperatures hover just above freezing. The pressure is hundreds of times greater than at the surface. To human
If you exit your chamber, you will die instantaneously. You step foot outside, you get crushed like a soda can.
eyes, this seems like a world where nothing could survive. And yet, it is here that evolution becomes most creative.
Yet
Take
these
the
jelly-like
dragonfish.
creatures
Unlike
just
most creatures,
live
it
down
can
here.
produce red bioluminescence. To most eyes in the deep sea, red light is invisible, which makes the dragonfish's glow a private searchlight. It illuminates prey without giving itself away. Even more mysterious, its eyes are specially adapted to detect this hidden color. It's as though the dragonfish has invented a secret wavelength seen only by itself. Other predators here are masters of disappearance. Some fish are cloaked in ultra-black skin, so efficient at absorbing light that it reflects less than 0.5% of what touches it. Even when a spotlight from a submarine beams directly on them, they almost vanish. And then there are the anglerfish,
Angular fish.
perhaps the strangest hunters in the deep. The female dangles a luminous lure in front of her mouth, drawing in unsuspecting prey. But her greatest mystery lies in reproduction.
Doesn't even look
Males are
real.
born tiny, weak, and helpless.
And they attach to the female body, then fusing, so
only
on and so
task is
forth.
to find a female, a nearly impossible feat in the vast dark ocean. When he does, he latches onto her with
Pathetic
special
life. I'm
jaws,
kidding.
fusing his body into hers. His organs wither away until he is little more than a sack of sperm, permanently attached, nourished by her blood. It is one of the most extreme forms of sexual adaptation known in the animal kingdom. Not every animal here is a hunter. Some are opportunists, scavengers waiting for the fall of food from above. A single whale carcass sinking to this depth becomes an oasis, feeding entire communities for decades.
Octopi.
And yet,
decades?
even with submersibles,
Oh, God. Doesn't that shit rot? Oh, come on. Or since we're underwater and under extreme pressure, these creatures, the food doesn't rot at all.
what we know of this zone is fragmentary.
Are those lasers to measure distance, or what are they there for?
Every species documented, scientists believe dozens remain unknown.
What the fuck is a sunfish doing down there?
Each dive into the Midnight Zone uncovers creatures
Bro.
never before seen by science.
What?
Animals with glowing eyes, needle-like teeth, or bodies so fragile they disintegrate when brought to the surface.
Disintegrate?
This is the Midnight Zone, a
Sorry
world
for
where
that
light
notification
is
on my phone.
weapon,
Let me mute it.
where invisibility is
Forgive me.
survival, where even reproduction follows rules beyond our imagination. 4 kilometers down, we leave the open waters and touch the bottom of the abyss. This is the Abyssal Plain, one of the largest habitats on Earth, covering more than half of the planet's surface. And yet, it is also one of the least understood. Here, there are no landmarks, no coral reefs, no kelp forests, no towering
Just
mountains.
barren wasteland
Only a
underwater.
vast desert of mud stretching for thousands of kilometers in every direction. Temperatures never rise above.
Imagine you just woke up in one of these submarines down here and you had no navigation. You would freak the fuck out, but I guess you could just drive upwards and you'd be fine. But then you'd be in the middle of the ocean too, with nobody around you. So
4
it's
degrees
actually
Celsius.
bad in
Food
every
is
facet.
scarce. Survival here demands strategies unlike
the
anywhere else on Earth. One adaptation is size.
Zebra have
Many
legs.
animals of the abyss are giants compared to their shallow water relatives. Giant isopods, the size of
What the hell? Is that a roly-poly? Brother, what?
That looks like one of those fossils. They look exactly like this. I wonder if it's the same species. Did it survive these hundreds of millions of years? Or is it a completely different species that is reminiscent of that dinosaur?
across the sediment. Amphipods, normally tiny, can grow longer than a human hand. Even the colossal squid, among the largest invertebrates alive,
Oh my
is thought
God.
to prowl these depths. Scientists call this
the-
phenomenon deep sea
Oh my
gigantism,
goodness.
but why it occurs remains an open mystery.
What is
Some
that?
suggest it conserves energy. Others think it provides
Again
better
with the
defense
lasers,
against
bro.
scarce predators. The truth
What
is,
is that
we
metal?
still don't know. Another
That looks like
oasis
a daddy
of life
long
arrives
legs
when
and a
giants
squid.
from above
What the
fall.
frick?
A dead whale sinking to the abyssal plain becomes a rare jackpot. Within hours, scavengers gather. Sharks, hagfish, amphipods. Soon after, stranger creatures move in. Bone-eating worms called Osidax colonize the skeleton, feeding on oils locked
And then they
inside
get
the
eaten?
bones. Entire ecosystems spring up on a single carcass, lasting decades, until all that remains is dust.
They even eat the
Other
bone.
animals here survive on less dramatic meals.
Oh,
The
is that like
vampire
the
squid,
ribbon?
despite-
Is that the ribbon jellyfish or whatever?
Its terrifying
So
name is
elusive and
not
cool.
a predator at all.
Vampire.
It collects drifting particles of marine snow using
it
long,
vampire.
sticky filaments.
Makes it a vampire.
Even in the oxygen-starved depths, it thrives, using a blood pigment
at the
with the
cloudy
highest
eyes.
oxygen affinity
it's
of
so
any
creepy
known
and cool.
cephalopod.
Sorry
In
for
this
talking over.
desert of silt and silence, life is slow. Creatures grow slowly,
Bro,
reproduce
that's not
rarely,
Even its main body, what the hell?
and live
What was that?
for centuries.
Centuries.
Greenland shark, which
oh,
can dwell at these
yeah.
depths,
400 years.
may live over 400 years, the longest lifespan of any vertebrate known.
Insane.
Time itself seems to move differently here. And yet, even the abyss is not empty.
That's like an
Each
alien,
sediment
bruh.
high-
Ooh. Those are like those stereotypical parasitic aliens from movies. What the?
Hides countless microbes, recycling nutrients,
WTH,
sustaining a hidden food web that we are only beginning to map.
I'm sorry.
The abyssal plains
sorry.
remind us of Earth's scale. They cover more territory than all forests, grasslands, and deserts combined, yet remain largely unseen, unexplored, and unexplained. Beyond the abyssal plain lies an even deeper frontier, the trenches.
My internet's gonna get bad soon. I think I stop stream and I continue reacting to this.
Carved by tectonic forces, these are the scars of the Earth, places where one plate of the planet's crust slides beneath another, pulling the ocean floor down into unfathomable depths. Here begins the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the underworld. It stretches from 6,000 meters all the way down to the deepest known point on Earth, nearly 11,000 meters below the surface. To put that in perspective, if Mount Everest were dropped into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be more than a mile underwater. Conditions here are almost beyond comprehension. Temperatures remain near freezing. Pressures can exceed 1,000 times what we experience at the surface. To a human body, it would be instantly fatal. And yet, life not only survives here, it thrives. Among the most astonishing creatures are the snailfish that inhabit the very bottom of trenches.
Those guys, those are the first non-creepy looking
Among the most
creatures.
astonishing creatures are the
They're like cloudfish, dude.
fish
Look at
that
these
inhabit
guys.
the very bottom of trenches. Fragile, gelatinous, with thin, translucent skin, they look too delicate to exist in such a hostile world. Yet they are the deepest living vertebrates ever discovered, thriving where no other fish can. Their bodies lack rigid bones, and their cell structures are reinforced with unique molecules that keep proteins functioning under crushing pressure. Other inhabitants are smaller but no less extraordinary. Amphipods, shrimp-like crustaceans, swarm across the trench floor in huge numbers. Recent studies found plastic fibers inside their bodies, proof that even these most remote habitats are touched by human waste. It is a sobering reminder that the deep is not as isolated as we once believed. At hydrothermal vents along trench walls, life takes an even stranger turn. Here, microbes feed not on sunlight or marine snow, but on chemicals spewing from the Earth's crust. Hydrogen sulfide.
See, these are the creatures that will live with those humanity wipeout meteors. These are the creatures that survive this, press on for tens and millions of years after.
Methane, even metals dissolved in superheated water. Entire communities of worms, clams, and crabs depend on these microscopic pioneers.
Look how many of
It is a
them
food
there
web
are.
based on chemistry, not photosynthesis, showing us that life can exist in conditions utterly alien to the surface. These discoveries
Do they
fuel
even
a larger
see down
question.
here?
If life
Holy.
can adapt to such extremes
Furry, dude.
here on Earth, could it not also exist on other worlds? Icy moons like Europa and Enceladus hide oceans beneath their frozen crusts, warmed not by sunlight, but by internal heat.
This is in our own
To study the
galaxy.
Hadal Zone is to glimpse the possibilities of extraterrestrial oceans. And yet, despite its importance, we know almost nothing about the trenches. Fewer people have visited the Mariana Trench than have stood on the surface of the moon. Each dive brings back creatures unknown to science, from translucent sea cucumbers drifting like parachutes, to gelatinous blobs with no
What?
clear anatomy, to microbes whose
And there's a fish or a shrimp or whatever.
gelatinous
Look,
blobs
bro,
with
what
no
the
clear anatomy, to microbes whose metabolisms
Oh my
remain
gosh.
a mystery. For centuries, humans imagined the trenches as lifeless voids, silent graves beneath the sea. What we've found instead is resilience. Life that bends, reshapes, and reinvents itself to endure the most extreme pressures imaginable. For all we have seen, the deep sea remains a world of questions. More than 80% of the ocean is still unexplored. Each dive into the depths, each ROV expedition, brings back creatures never before imagined. Transparent fish, glowing worms, jellies that break every rule of biology. It is a world where discovery is not rare, but constant. Even among the animals we know, so much remains unsolved.
That is an interesting looking shark. If it is a shark.
Constant. Even among the animals we know
Look at it.
so much,
I assume that this is its mouth, but it's so... I mean, it doesn't even look like it has a mouth or a face. It's like a Slenderman, but a fish.
remains unsolved.
What?
Why do so many
This guy looks
deep-sea
just
creatures
goofy,
grow
bro.
to
Same
enormous
with you, man.
sizes?
What
The giant isopods, the colossal squid, the amphipods the length of a human hand. Why do others turn nearly invisible or cloak themselves in ultra-black skin that absorbs almost all light? The greatest mystery of all may be bioluminescence. Nearly 3/4 of deep-sea life produces light, yet the reasons vary wildly. Hunting, hiding, mating, or simply surviving.
Bro, this guy's late
We
night
still
working.
cannot explain how many of these species evolved such complex chemical systems,
Oh, look at
or
its
why some can glow in
eyes.
colors that no other animal can see. There are deeper puzzles still. For now, these are mysteries without explanation. Perhaps that is what makes them so powerful. They remind us that Earth still holds secrets. Secrets worth protecting. Secrets worth discovering.
Jeepers. W video. We don't know to
Snap
this
your
day.
W2.